We just had an awesome hunt, and what I want to go ahead and demonstrate to you is how to prepare your meat, for storage. Also to make a trophy fan for your trophy bird that you harvest. So let's just get started with the basics. Number one, all you need is a simple little pocket knife like this, to get you started. The other thing is you want to have a couple Ziploc bags. A gallon size is probably a little bit better, or 2-quart size, maybe 3 for all the edible parts that we're going to get off of this bird. One of the things that I strongly recommend to cook these up is, first of all, debone all the meat. If you've seen any of my elk videos, all the right moves, how to debone an elk, this is how you debone a turkey in the field. The nice thing is when you get home with this deboned meat is I like to boil it. Once it's cooked, cut it up in nuggets, deep fry it with a beer batter, and boy, let me tell you, talk about some awesome eats, man, to be snacking on. But hey, don't let me get you too hungry, salivating over this gobbler here. Let's get started. Very first thing I like to do is I like to remove, these big old wings. What I like to do is I like to expand the wing out like this. I want to come in from the front side towards the head, from the front, and just cut all the way down to that wing joint. Again, it's nice to have a sharp knife. Once you get that wing joint, you want to just break that wing just like I did right there. If you see on this side, there's the joint, right on the joint right there. And once you get to that joint, what you want to do is just cut, cut that wing off. There you go. I just detached the wing, and let me give you, some heads up what you can do with these feathers. First of all, you can keep it as a display, which you can remove more of this meat, on this wing, and use some borax when you get home to dry it up, clean it up really good. Or the other thing that you can do is use these feathers for, hey, guess what? Arrow fletchings, get you a nice fletch jig, a burner, and man, I'll tell you what, they make some awesome feathers. In fact, I like to shoot feathers right here on my bow. You can see these past turkey feathers that we used with that. So anyways, let's move on to the second wing. Again, you want to start from the very front of the wing. Just break it off like that. Get your knife and cut all the way through, and again, there's your second wing that you have. All right, the next step that I like to do is I like to go ahead and remove the fan, the tail fan. In fact, look at these feathers. That's gonna make a beautiful, beautiful display on your wall. So what you wanna go ahead and do is come from the rear side of the bird. You're gonna have these little feathers right here that are on the back side of your fan. And I like to remove those just like you're skinning them out. I try to get as much of that meat out as possible, at this time. That way you don't have to be messing with it when you get home, when we do the final preparation for your wall display on this animal. Once you remove those feathers, that are bound behind the fan, I want to just start cutting into this meat just like so. You want to go right above the spinal section, just like that. That spinal bone, that tailbone. Just keep working it. There we go. And what you want to do is once you break the final, the fan bone right there, and these feathers all come together, I like to cut out a little bit of skin, and guess what? Skin from those feathers to retain these frontal feathers that are located in the front of your fan. This is very important that you have. Makes a nice wall display. It's nice to have these feathers here. That way you can put possibly a plaque here with the photo of your harvest. and it comes together. Let me show you what I'm talking about with your frontal wing feathers and what the display could actually look like. This just makes a beautiful wing display. You get your fan, something like that, and doesn't that just look beautiful? You can put your little plaque right here in the front, and man, you have a trophy of a lifetime. But hey, we can't stop there because we obviously need the beard that goes right along with this bird. Okay, what we're gonna go ahead and do now is step number 3, and that's removing the beard. And when you remove the beard out in the field, you don't wanna remove just the beard and cut it off at the base where it connects to the skin and the hide. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and take a little bit of feathers and beard. So just come on right down to here. You grab onto the beard, you pull on it, and voila. You just remove the beard, leave some feathers. Let's take a look at these spurs, man. That is an awesome bird. Look at that. That is an awesome spur right there. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the leg. What you want to do is come from the back of that joint. You go ahead and you break the leg, just twist it around, cut that tendon off, and there's your bird. You can display it however you want. You can even add it to your wing display over here and your fan display. I don't really care to pluck a bird. What you want to do is you want to skin the bird. Skin those breasts. You know, just skin it back. Just like I'm doing here. Here's your wing bone. There's your thigh right there. And of course we're gonna take all these. The less feathers that are on your meat, the easier it is. Plus, you know, it's a lot cleaner when you put it in that plastic bag. A lot of this hemorrhaged meat, I try to just peel that back and really try to take the most edible portion of your bird. There is your breast of meat. Remove the feather, and the next thing you want to do is reach in your pocket, get you a little plastic bag, quart size on this one, and put your meat away in the bag. And I'm going to go ahead and let it air out while we're cutting out the other breast and thigh. And actually I'm going to go ahead and move on to the thigh area and remove the thigh. I like to just bone it out like I said right now. So start at the spine. Just work towards that hip bone. Keep working it. Like I said, when you get home, the nice thing to do is you could freeze it. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do is just go ahead and boil it, because we're going to eat this thing tonight. I like to boil it till it's done, cut it up into nuggets, beer batter, and I tell you what, that's the only way to eat these wild birds. They're a little bit leaner than what you buy over at supermarket, but there is some excellent dark turkey meat right there. There's your thigh. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that back into the plastic bag. Quart is to remove the thigh. We've already skinned the bird out. You know, here's obviously the leg, the thigh, and the breast. We want to go ahead and start up here by the spine, work towards the hip bone. You know, cut around that, and we're just gonna remove this dark meat. Oh man, this is gonna be some good eating. See the hip bone, see how easy that comes back? You just wanna go ahead and continue on working that bird all the way. Just keep working that bone as you cut that meat and you pull it off, okay? Here's a beautiful piece of meat right there. not too many feathers on the meat. And while you're there, you want to go ahead and just, once you hit this joint, you want to just break that drumstick joint. Dig right into that joint with your knife. And guess what? Look at there. There's your thigh, there's your drumstick, and into your gallon-sized bag for what's going to make an awesome meal tonight. Next step that I like to do is, obviously this white meat is just excellent. You want to go ahead and start again from the top portion of your ribs. You want to work down towards the wishbone. Just working that bone. Just working that bone just like that. Holding on to that breast of meat. And keep slicing. Just dig in. You can't really hurt anything. And that is an excellent. Just keep skinning that excessive feathers out of the way, and that is a beautiful piece of meat there. It's going to be awesome cooking. Well, and here's the most important thing you can't leave out. Notch your tag and put it in with the edible portions of your bird. Seal it up. Get your Ziploc bag all sealed up. Hey man, I hope you enjoyed this hunting tip. I hope it makes it a little bit easier for you to get it out of the field. We'll be right back, hopefully with some more turkey hunting headed your way.